Hey everybody, welcome to our show for this Monday, the 7th of July. Is it the 7th of July, Edward?
No, my eyes are bothering me for some reason.
8th of July.
My eyes are bothering me.
Your eyes are bothering you?
It's such an amazing jacket.
Yeah, it used to be a tablecloth.
It's spectacular.
You like it? Thank you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
There you go.
There, look at that. Anyways, quite the show we have today. Lots of shenanigans going on in our beloved cannabis market as usual. A little out of the ordinary. CannTrust got a little bit of trouble, a little bit of egg on their face. Apparently they were growing some cannabis in a room that was not licensed for the growing of cannabis. Now, this was the same management team who brought us Metrum, who got caught using myclobutanol, the insecticide.
Same guys.
I don't know if it's the same guys. I think it's different guys, but some of the same guys. But anyways, Mr. Paul, what's going on with your company there? That's a bit shocking. So we're going to chalk that one up to a mistake. I can't not imagine under any scenario under which that would be done on purpose, thinking that they were going to get away with it. I can't imagine. So I think it was just an operational mistake on their part. I'm going to stick with that story.
That's the company that had that evening at the establishment there. Remember they had that night? Wasn't that CannTrust?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, you know, your friend was a big executive there. No?
What event?
For Your Eyes Only.
Oh yes, they had a product introduction show. That's For Your Eyes Only.
There you go. Remember they had all the different.
Yes, that was good.
Little things set up, yeah.
Yeah, but they were having trouble getting a property licensed in the Pelham Township, I believe, and maybe this is, the way they deal with it. You know what? We don't need your say-so. We're just going to go ahead and do it. Anyways, bit shocking. So, quite an interesting week we've got lined up for you, our beloved watchers. We're going to shoot our show on Thursday live from the backyard of Mr. Bruce Linton, the former CEO, but will always be the founder of Canopy Growth Corp.
That should get a lot of interest.
Yeah, that should get a lot of interest.
I would think we'd see a lot of people watching that show.
Yeah, he's actually going to be a co-host with us for a little bit during the show.
Okay.
And we're going to talk to Bruce not just about his experience with Canopy. That ground has been covered a million ways till Sunday, but we're going to find out what's he going to do next. And more importantly, we're going to try to figure out how did he get to be first to get a license? Is there some backstory there that maybe we should be poking around at? We'll find out and we'll let you know, but you got to tune in Thursday live from Smiths Falls.
That other company of his, that little technology company that he's a big...
Yeah, that's a short.
That really flew.
Yeah.
That really flew.
That's because he wore that T-shirt. We're actually going to ask him about Martello as well. We'll see what he says about that.
Martello?
Martello Technologies is the company you're referring to. Yeah. MTLO is the ticker symbol. It came out screaming at $1. Actually, it came out at 80 cents when it started trading and roared up to $1. I think it was $1.80. Our director of photography and chief executive in charge of all things video, actually, I think he bought some stock in that, if I'm not mistaken. MTLO, yes. So also today on the show, we are going to play a little snippet of our harvest. Ed and I trimming. Well, me trimming. Well, Ed providing commentary.
You're the main trimmer. Right. Actually,
you did a little trimming.
I did a little trimming.
And then you had to sit down.
I had to relax.
So trim with Jim. Yes, that's me and Ed. Also, Donnell, our director in the control room, actually put in a good trimming shift as well.
Donald. Not Donnell.
Donnell.
Donald.
His mother calls him Donnell, so I call him Donnell. And then Clint Sharples is here at 3:35 today, and I actually am going to perform a live DNA test on camera with Clint Sharples, and apparently I'm going to find out which cannabinoids are particularly copacetic for my particular DNA profile in terms of medically effective
I think
cannabinoids.
all of them.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I thought, well, this is going to be interesting because I've been using cannabinoids for years with no DNA knowledge. Now, is the DNA test going to show me anything new? Or maybe I'm going to find out I've been doing it wrong all along. Maybe I'll find out that I actually should be doing triple the strength of THC.
Maybe you shouldn't get out of bed in the morning. You should just
Wake and bake. Wake and bake. I don't think there are any injectable cannabinoids.
No,
in.
I meant attach a
IV.
IV of
Ivy? Intravenous?
ivy, poison ivy.
Poison ivy.
Poison
Hey.
ivy, poison. Okay.
I'm assuming there is a song in there. Is that what
Poison ivy.
Never heard of it.
Oh, come.
Who's singing it?
Well, it's. I think it's a. Well, I think it might have originated from Motown.
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 Time. Suzanne Garcia is the news nurse of the day, and here she is.
Happy Monday, July 8th. Here's what's making Weedstock headlines today. Cantrust Holdings has received a compliance report from Health Canada. The company has been notified that its greenhouse facility in Pelham, Ontario is non-compliant with certain regulations. Cantrust has accepted Health Canada's non-compliance findings and has taken actions to ensure current and future compliance. The non-compliant rating is based on observations by the regulator regarding the growing of cannabis in 5 unlicensed rooms and inaccurate information provided to the regulator by Cantrust employees. Health Canada has placed a hold on inventory, which includes approximately 5,200 kilograms of dried cannabis until it deems that the company is compliant with regulations. Sundial Growers announced that it has filed a registration statement with the US SEC and a preliminary prospectus in Canada with the securities regulatory authorities for a proposed initial public offering of its common shares. The number of shares to be offered and the price range for the offering have not yet been determined. Sundial has applied to list its common shares on the Nasdaq Global Select Market under the ticker symbol SNDL. Neptune Wellness Solutions announced the appointment of Michael Camarada as its Chief Executive Officer effective today. After over 4 years, Jim Hamilton has stepped down from his role as CEO and director, but will remain as an advisor to the board. TransCanada Holdings announced that it has signed a definitive acquisition agreement dated July 6, 2019 to acquire the Goodfellas Group. Goodfellas specializes in branding, sales, and marketing in the cannabis and hemp industries. In addition to the sales management team and sales force, the acquisition includes 2 of Goodfellas' existing in-house brands called Simple Farms and Daily Cannabis Goods. James E. Wagner Cultivation announced that on July 5, 2019, it received approval of a license amendment from Health Canada, allowing for the sale of formulated cannabis oil from the corporation's pilot facility JWC1. JWC intends to commence the sale of formulated cannabis oil to its medical patients on July 9, 2019. And that's your news for today.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, did I just see something go by on
JWC. James E. Wagner.
They're going to start selling oils?
Yeah, they've got a super high THC oil, 25% THC. Then they've got one that's THC and CBD, and then they say they've got what they call a high CBD oil, which it is at. Well, let me see. I can't really remember. Let's see what it was here. JWC. The wait is over. The announcement says. 25 milligrams of THC, or 25 milligrams per milliliter THC. Then there's one they're calling Balance with 30 milligrams CBD and 20 milligrams THC. That's going to knock you on your ass.
Is it?
Oh yeah. And then there's this one that's got 100 milligrams of CBD per milliliter, but 4.5 milligrams of THC, which to me, that's not a daytime use oil, though heavy users will disagree, but 4.5 milligrams of THC is enough to put me in a state of, I'm high. I can't really function on that much THC. So None of these are going to be appropriate.
Is there anything you can do on THC? Like, what's like, you know how sort of THC almost gets you a little bit too
loopy,
and then you can't do anything? Is there anything you can do better on THC?
Generally, play musical instruments is always better when you're high. If you're a musician, you're a musician who plays by ear.
What about anything else? Like
sex.
Sex?
Yeah.
Sex better?
Well, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Sex can be a whole other level.
For you youngsters out there.
So wait a sec here. Why don't you try it for sex?
I didn't say I didn't.
What's this you youngsters bullshit, Ed? You're not playing the celibate card, are you?
Yeah. I think it's time for Ed to play the celibate card. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Thinking about going into the priesthood.
No, that's exciting.
Yep. Get my collar on.
Yeah.
You know when you put that collar on, you know what that means? No more sex for you.
So Cantress really got hit with the ugly stick there.
Down $1.40 or so, and down to $5. And I gotta believe that was the high there about $13. I can't remember.
The high of Cantress, I think it got up to 17, didn't it? But I'd have to look. Which, it was interesting. So there's lots going on. There was an interesting conversation going around this morning about Canopy Growth Corp, and what's going to happen if the new management team decides that they're going to tighten up the ship by, trying to back out of some of those takeovers, put them on the block, blame everything on Bruce, and the stock's going to take a hit. So maybe Canopy is a big short down to $30 here.
Yeah, probably. Well,
and I'm not short, and I'm not long.
We're not making. If you were to look at this thing, let's just say, hey, James,
hey, Ed.
I've heard of this thing called the stock market. And
what's it like?
Well, apparently it goes up and it goes down.
No.
And you can go both ways.
You don't say.
You
go both ways. That sounds attractive right there.
I like going.
Throwing some THC and you're guaranteed for a good time.
Yeah, I got to think the next run in that stock's going to be down to the downside. I got to think.
The next run?
Well,
it's going to run to the downside.
Not the next run. The next big
Ed's
move.
predictions, you heard it here first. It's running to the downside.
Right. I said that incorrectly. I retract my statement.
Anyways.
No, I think it's going to be a little tougher here.
Why?
Because I think
But why, Edward? Why?
These guys from the big company in the States.
Yes. The big company in the States. Constellation?
Yeah, that's the one.
Symbol STZ?
You know that they don't think like, well, what we are into here is a little different than what they're into. They're in a little different world.
Well, we heard some opinion that Constellation really isn't in the medical business of anything. So they're going to take a look at Canopy now that they've got Bruce out of there and say, well, these medical bits, we don't really care for medicine. In fact, we're in the opposite business. We're in the business of shortening lives,
Sending you to the
doctor.
Yeah.
So you need medicine.
Yeah. Well, but you don't get the medicine from us. We'll get you there.
Strikes me that that's a good argument for also owning the medical side. We're going to sell you what makes you sick, and then we're going to sell you what cures you.
Yeah.
That would be a good thing.
Yeah.
But do you think Constellation Brands is thinking that way?
You're going to put CBDs, infuse all the drinks with CBD so that when they're drinking all this wine and everything and they get sick, they're immediately getting picked up from the CBDs. So,
good point.
Nothing happens.
No hangover. Hey, I wonder if that's the secret. If you put 1 milliliter of, say, 50 milligrams per milliliter pure CBD in every beer, think maybe you won't get a hangover? I'm going to try that. I'm going to drink a bottle of wine, and every glass of wine, I'm going to do one dropper of 50% CBD. How do you think that'll be?
I think that the hangover comes from the dehydration.
The memory loss?
No, dehydration.
Dehydration.
So is that CBD going to give you that hydration?
Rehydrate you?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll remind you to go drink water between each drink.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, actually, pretty important to drink while you're drinking.
Water.
Or water.
Yeah.
That's why people drink scotch and water. Anyways, We cut down some plants last week and we trimmed them up, and this is what happened. Look, you notice I got gloves on?
Oh, yeah.
Bend over.
You know,
No, you're going to have to put gloves on too.
okay, why?
No, so we're going to celebrate.
Jeez.
You know what today is? Today's the day we're going to cut down the last 2 plants of the Midas Letter official garden. 4 plants legal. 2 are left. 2 we cut down already. This is the first plant that was cut down on the 28th of May. This is the second plant, or 28th of June rather. Second plant was cut down on the 1st of July, Canada Day. We're going to cut down the last 2 plants. But
Really?
you know why you're putting on these gloves, Ed? Because the resin load on these buds is so heavy that if you don't, you're not going to be able to pull your fingers apart soon enough.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus. I'll be able to give you the
No, you won't be able to give me a
no
note.
piece and proper.
No piece, no
Proper?
no symbol from the
you handing it to
Vulcan
me?
Nation.
Okay,
So,
look at this.
how do we know the buds are ready, Ed? That's what you want to ask me.
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Just
Okay.
saying. Just saying.
Just saying. That's
Hey.
a famous term.
If the glove don't fit. That was pretty good, you gotta admit.
Look at these babies, Ed. Do you want me to turn on the light?
Okay.
Here, we'll turn on the light for one last blast.
Jesus.
You need to get the lights on, Ed.
Don't plug it in the wrong receptacles with the whole damn thing will go up.
There.
Like Jesus.
Look at these buds, Edward. Lean in there. Put your nose on that.
Put your nose on
How do
that.
we know these are ready to go? Because all of the hairs have started to change color and the buds have started to segregate into little columns where
Okay.
they're trying to generate seeds.
What do we do now? Let's get some scissors. Let's start doing this. Let's not fuck around.
So you can see that the leaves have changed color.
Like I said, let's not fuck around.
They're nicely frosted.
Okay, Frosty the Snowman. Let's just go. Okay, now what? Who's doing the cutting?
That'll be me. So this is what was cut over a week ago.
Okay.
This was cut just a few days ago. This one I trimmed up. This
Yeah.
is one plant here.
Okay.
It was a small plant. This is one plant. It was a larger plant.
You got here. How many buds you got here, you think?
Well, there's what we would call 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
5 major ones.
6 major buds. Donkey cocks, as we call them, or donkey appendages. And then there's all these minor buds. Yes, giant buds, Ed.
Okay. Well, okay, well, that's interesting.
So I'll
Okay.
give you this one.
Without further ado,
Ready to,
you cutting it right from the bottom?
yeah, ready?
Jeez.
That's a heavy little plant. Now I'll grab this one.
Now what?
Well, now we're going to go downstairs.
Sure.
Trim 'em.
You know what? I don't need clothing. I just put this over here. I don't need clothing.
So,
Look at this. Just call me Adam. Now what?
now we're going to take these
We're
downstairs.
going downstairs? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to turn off this light.
Oh my God, this is so redolent with aroma of MJ.
When I want on my team, if you know what I mean, we go together like coffee and cream. I'm intertwined in your daily routine. I wanted you to look my way. I wanted to get closer, touch you every day. I want to get to know you, call you my baby. Yeah, everything was
Okay.
cool going on.
What I'm going to do,
Look at this. It's a good thing I work out with weights.
yeah,
Maybe right here. Look at this. Look at that. Clean as a whistle.
we're going to put this from,
My hands are getting sweaty. Should I?
yeah, it's just an occupational side hazard. And we're going to put this over here.
I think another beer and a cigarette's in order.
You don't get that till you finish working, mister.
Come on, Jesus. Like,
I know, eh?
this is not what I do. I'm not usually a guy that works with my hands. I'm just saying, more of a cerebral guy. You guys have noticed. Okay, can I take these gloves off?
No.
Come on. I can't.
No,
I
you
can't
seriously, because now we're going to trim them.
trim.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to film the trimming.
Well, this is a key part of it, Ed. This is where I show you how to trim. So,
Okay. Give me some scissors. Give me some that are been deoxidized.
No, because the TLC continues now with the trimming is the, like, this is the thing.
The hard part's
most people
over.
can't get from seed to perfectly cured and dried bud without fucking up something in the process. Like right now, if you left these here for 1 hour, you didn't trim them, you wouldn't be able to get as nice a trim on them as you would if you trim them up while they're fresh.
Right.
Because you need, while all the leaves are sticking out like that, you need to be able to hit the stalks close to the main stalk to get as much of that stalk off. Because that's what makes it fucked up.
Especially this weather as well.
That might be Jack's stock off.
Okay, now we're going to separate these two.
Okay. Separation. It's almost like when a space shuttle goes up into space, they have a separation.
So these leaves you don't want to put in the extract mix.
Why would that be, sir?
There's nothing in them. They're dried right out, desiccated, all the fuck, nothing good about them.
Just some smell off them, isn't it? It's lovely.
And this is for the leaf soup.
This is going to be extract, yes.
You should give this to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Look at this. And look at the precision here.
Well, you want to get in close, but you don't want to cut away any bud. So you just rest the tips in there and you just cut away all those leaves. You don't want to try to get inside the bud though, because you'll break the buds and that's counterproductive. So this is why you break them off one branch at a time so you can spin it around and always have the face that you're trimming directly in front of your eyeballs. So with these guys, big ones, you want to get in close so you don't have any stalk left.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But you know, I'm just practicing.
Well, you're not actually practicing, you're actually doing it. There is no practice when it comes to the trim. It's got to be done right the first time. And I'll tell you, it would go for days. And you just sit there and smoke. What you can smoke is eventually you get all the resin, forms little clumps, and you can break that off, and that's good to smoke right away. That's good old finger hack. Well, these seeds were planted on February the 5th. They went into bud mode on May the 1st. So they grew for...
It's like shaving your pubic hair.
February,
Just you know,
March, and April. So 3 months of veg.
you don't want to be cutting the nuts. You want to just do a little cleanup.
Clean it up. I don't think we should discuss pubic hairs for this segment. Just because...
Somebody asked the question. I'm just saying. Well, the truth.
well, we're here for you.
2 hours.
Look at this. Look at this. Not bad, eh? Little shaggy. Little shaggy.
Yeah.
You like it a little tighter, don't you?
Well, as John Fowler would say, we want a good polish on them, but you really don't polish them until they're dry. Polish is when you do a secondary trim, cut off anything that you left
Look at
behind.
this. Look at this. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
let's
pretty
see.
good. I should probably do the heavy lifting, and then you do.
No.
the
You
trim.
got to do the whole job. So this is
Okay.
incomplete.
Yeah, but well, you know what? Then you step in for the final.
No.
I got to tell you, I need to rest. I think it's Sunday.
It's actually not.
Oh, I can't. You know.
So you could never be a grower because you could never get through this part. This is actually the most tedious part of it all.
I actually think I should have been a Buddhist monk.
Why is that, Ed?
Well, you know, because think about it. What do? They do nothing. They just exist.
Drains out through the into the
Edward
bud.
Scissorhands comes in.
You need to be cutting, Ed, to do that.
What?
You need to be cutting. You're only Edward Beer hands at the moment. That's not good to us.
You're Edward, no hands.
Yeah.
I'm Edward
Edward retired hands.
Dinosaur Hands. Like, oh, the bill's coming.
But it's a simple rule in the cannabis community. It's like you only get to smoke what you trim.
Yeah, no trimming, no smoking.
Exactly.
I've trimmed enough.
No, I have trims enough bud in my life that I honestly said I never want to be doing that again. And I used to hire people.
Really?
Yeah.
So how this can go on for hours, couldn't it? Like,
basically, a plant like that takes a very fast trimmer at least an hour.
you know what? I mean, it's not that okay, so working for me. So let's be clear here. Working for me is not necessarily me doing anything.
Let's see.
Just being present for me is working.
Huh.
Okay, that's a new concept.
Do your
I'm gonna throw that out there. I just made that up.
does your employer who signs your paycheck feel the same way?
Okay, you know what? Let's not quibble. You're not gonna do them all tonight.
You know what was
You have to.
You should have clipped one plant.
I should have. You're right.
Retrospect, hindsight 2020.
You see, you're banking on having help. Just like that. That's all you do.
Yep. If you're enjoying the show, subscribe to Midas Letter on YouTube so you stay up to date on everything investment.
Had me, like, when I was making me laugh.
That's hilarious.
You know what? It's
We
good.
gotta grow more weed and trim together more often, Edward. I didn't see you doing much there.
No, I managed to,
Like the dogs put in more effort than you did, I thought.
and we saw that. You could see how they were. I think
Boy,
the
oh
dogs
boy.
were into the weed.
Yeah.
They looked like
They were deep in the weeds. Actually, I filled up a jar with one. I cut off all the buds because they're dry out of the one plant. I'm going to bring that jar. It's going to be on our desk here tomorrow.
I think we gotta make a special mention here of the contribution that Donald made.
Well, Donnell made?
Donald?
Donald.
Like Donald Duck? Donald Duck?
Donald Duck.
Donald. He was trimming away. I had to switch to wine after a few of those beers.
Yeah, you weren't making much sense by the end of the night, really.
I think somebody spiked me.
I'm sure.
Spiked
Did
me.
you swallow one of those buds, maybe? Actually, we smoked some of that weed yesterday. We had the inaugural
Any
smoke.
good?
What do you think?
Yeah.
Any good? Are you kidding?
Well.
No, let's just put it this way. Nobody had more than 2 puffs.
Because they couldn't.
Well, because 1 puff was good enough. And actually, this weed turned out to have a little creeper effect, which is why we got 2 puffs in, because we had one, it's like, I don't really feel anything. Hit it again.
And instantaneous.
Well, and then let's just say, so we were watching the Peru versus
Right.
Brazil Copa America.
Who won?
Brazil. 3-1.
Jesus.
Brazil was very heavily favored. They dominated the game from the outset. Great playing by the Brazilians. And I don't know, the Peruvians just didn't seem to.
There's so many soccer matches going on in the world. Like yesterday,
Yeah.
Mexico beat the United States.
Again, Mexico beat the United States.
I think so.
Has anybody told that to Donald Trump?
No. No.
That might be enough for him to start a war with Mexico.
Yeah.
We can't have that. He's going to try to pull sanctions on them or something. To our audience, thank you guys all for your comments. We certainly appreciate it. Want to remind you to hit the bell. Hit the little bell button up there in the upper right corner, because that means you're going to hear from us whenever we're online. And let's just say that the output of this network is about to go way up. And we're going to do crazy things like this new thing is shooting from the backyard. We might actually have another place we're going to shoot from the backyard on Wednesday. He just texted me back, says we'll be chatting soon. So our new goal is to interview all the top CEOs of the top cannabis companies in their backyards. Why? Because it gives you some insight as to what kind of people they really are when you're in their backyard. And
Jesus.
yeah, and if he's this kind of CEO that says not in my backyard, then hey, don't invest.
Not on my watch.
Yeah, he's not invest worthy.
Yeah.
That's as far as I'm concerned. Really? What do you got to hide in your backyard? Bunch of dead bodies? What are you, burying people back there?
You see, I noticed the weed just went by down $1.20 today.
Yeah, $1.20. That thing's going to $30. That's a short, I'm telling you.
You think so, eh?
I think so. I think I think lots of other people think so too, more importantly.
Really? Have you been doing some...
Bruce has got $200 million worth of stock that he's going to be looking to exit on pretty quick here.
you think he's... can he
as
just
Bruce-
sell...
There are going to be a lot of people saying, hey, if he's leaving, I'm leaving. Because a lot of people are in this deal for Bruce.
What if I bought 100 shares or something?
100 shares?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure the stock would do nothing. Now, if you sold short, now if you wanted to go short 100 million shares,
You need a lot of money.
$5 billion. You need $5 billion. So here's my idea for Warren Buffett. Short Canopy to $30. Send me 5% of your winnings for the tip.
Really?
Does that sound fair?
Yep.
Yep.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. Anyways, there's...
JWC's up.
GWC. This would be a good time for, what's his name? Andrew Left and Citron Research. He could actually be right for a change.
It must drive him nuts.
Being wrong?
He's probably right, but the timing was off.
Well, that's the thing about stock market.
Yeah,
Being right is all about the timing.
Yeah, yeah.
Not about which direction. I mean, we all know it's going to go up and down, but yeah. Anyway, so big thanks and shout out to our sponsors at Halo Labs at halocana.com. They are vendors of some of the top selling vape products in Nevada, Oregon, and California. And in fact, they own 20% of the Canadian or the California wholesale market, was a recent soundbite that I recently heard. So they've also just come out with this
Product?
Dab Tab product.
What the hell would a dab tab be?
Well, I'll tell you what, Ed. I'm going to show you.
Have you got some?
Have I got some? What do you think?
My cheeks aren't...
Limber enough? Really? Well, that's because you haven't played enough
Dab tab.
trumpet.
No. Saxophone.
Saxophone. Could be saxophone. Yeah, dab tabs. So dab tabs are little ceramic pellets that contain an exactly measured out dose of live resin, and in some cases, liquid shatter, as high as 80% THC.
No.
THC 80%. You know what that's going to do to you? Woo. That's going to make you go like.
Remember that thing with the... What was that thing called?
Juice harp. I got one. I'm going to bring it in.
It's
I keep
called
forgetting
a what?
it. Juice harp.
Choose?
Juice harp. Like tomato juice harp?
Oh, juice harp.
Yeah, juice harp. Yeah. Actually, the politically correct terminology for that is the Ozark harp.
Ozark harp.
Ozark harp. Anyways, how you doing, Donald? Donald.
I'd like to call him by his proper name. I'll say Donald.
Donald.
Don't
you dare.
His name is Noel, and we're saying do Noel. Do Noel.
Woohoo! We are having fun today. Hey, Ed, how about this? How about we go look at the stock market?
What about Tilray? Want to look at Tilray?
Tilray. We don't hear from Brendan Kennedy anymore. Did you see that preemptive move where they got all the shareholders of what the hell's the name of the company behind it? Anyways, the company that holds all the shares in Tilray. You don't remember?
I don't remember. That was a private company.
Yeah, privateer. Thank you. Private.
Well,
you said it. There we go. Privateer.
Hey,
Privateer got all their shareholders
Just ask.
to agree to tie up their stock in an effort to offset the plunging share price.
Selling pressure.
And did it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, have
Did
you
it?
got a chart for me or what?
Yeah, okay.
I want to see your chart. I want to see the color of your charts.
Oh, yeah? TLRY colon.
In the meantime, Donald, can you see my NDI?
There.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
So this Tilray.
Well, it's there's a steady trend of
Nobody can see what your hand movements are, though.
yeah, you know what? It's been a while.
Yeah, a little slow with the pen.
Yeah?
Oh, there we go.
No, not there. There. But look.
What?
Here we go. Now look.
Okay. Got some real technical analysis
I
going
mean,
here.
there is some evidence that maybe we're trying to find a bottom here because it looks like we've this is a little bit outside the main downward trend. But I mean, this thing has been, look, ever since the big sell-off there, the reversal we saw, just keeps drifting lower.
Just drifting.
Now, do you think? Let me ask you this. Like, I have an answer for this one, but
You
the
have an
fact
answer
that TRST
Yes.
had that compliance issue.
Yes.
Stocks off. $1.40. It was
Yes,
$6.40. It's now $5. So $1.40 on $6.40.
Yes.
About 20%.
Yeah.
Do you think that makes people think, like, what about these other ones? There's other issues out there. Like, they've had couple of bad press releases.
Well, Ed, there was a conversation that you were having with Fraser, and the conversation was going something like, do you think a lot of these mining companies are going to soon be, or a lot of these cannabis companies are soon going to turn into mining shells?
Yeah.
And the consensus in the group was yes. And the question came back, well, which ones? And the answer unanimously was all of them. Because really, how many cannabis companies are going to survive once global exports are possible and cannabis only exists really as an ingredient input to consumer packaged goods and medical products, except for the premium dried flower market, which I'll bet within 5 years is serviced probably 80% by craft growers, not by large corporations. Not by large corporations. Can I say that right, please? What's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc?
Hey, Elmer.
That's Porky Pig, right?
Porky Pig. Ah, shit. Yeah, that's Porky Pig,
Elmer
all right.
Fudd.
So, yeah, looking at the
my God, what is
indexes, can you see my NDI in the control room? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so look at that. The large cap index is down 1.86%. How much was Canopy down? 1 point some odd percent? Let's go see.
Do you
Let's
get
take a
the
look.
sense by looking at that chart right there, that chart right there, that today's action is starting to look like it wants to roll out below that major level of support.
Okay, well, as a weighted member of the group, Canopy obviously has an outsized effect on the index. So it lost 2.38%, but that only translated into 1.76% because Organigram tacked on almost 9%. So that's interesting, but if Canopy growth is going to $30, then where is the rest of this market going? Like, where, if Canopy, everything used to trade on what Canopy does. Now, if we're going to go back to that on the downside, then pick a stock and short it.
Yeah.
Really. Now there are some exceptions. So there are what we consider some next generation cannabis companies, particularly the extractors. And yes, I am talking our book when we say Halo Resources is foremost amongst them, or Halo Labs rather. And why is Halo Labs out at the forefront? Because if you follow the progress in value creation of the most recent companies to actually deliver an exponentially greater experience to investors, they're all extract companies. So MetaPharms, Balance Grow. So this is what I like about Halo is they are an extract company first and foremost. And here's the funny thing. Now I'm going to say this is not part of our program, but I've been talking to the management of Halo Labs a lot lately. Do you know that these guys worked all throughout the long weekend? Both long weekends, Canadian and US long weekends. They were working, like the email among this group is nonstop. They work all
the time
through the long weekend. Emails come in at 3 in the morning. They start coming in at 5 in the morning. I don't know when these guys sleep. I really don't. So this is why I'm thinking, unfortunately, we can't buy the stock right now out of the market, but if they do a private placement, I think I might have to buy some.
Right.
But there's a whole bunch of warrants that can be exercised, and rumor has it that they're going to start trading those warrants soon. Now,
What's the exercise price of those warrants?
Well, they're various, but average is 53 cents.
Okay, so they're slightly in the money.
They're very much in the money right now.
Right.
And when they start trading,
Right.
you know, Katie bar the door. Katie bar the door because here's the other thing is they've been increasing in value at 300% per year in terms of revenue. Is that incredible or is that incredible? Anyway, so Halo Labs, ticker symbol is HALO on the NEO exchange.
Right.
Now, people are saying, well, why would anybody trade on the NEO? Here's the great thing about the NEO exchange is that the algos don't trade there. So all that volume you're seeing, that's real. There's no scalpers in there. There's no quarter penny algorithm in there creating volume and making it difficult for you to see
Because
where the buying interest is.
if there's algos involved, you can see trading, and they'll do it for a quarter of a cent. They don't care.
Exactly. Anyways, I had a conversation with Clint Sharples from Heritage Cannabis Holdings, and here was that conversation.
Heritage Cannabis Holdings Corp. operates a holding company which cultivates, sells, and distributes medical cannabis in Canada. The company currently has 2 Health Canada approved licensed producers through its subsidiaries FineMed Inc. and Canacure Corp., both of which are regulated under the Cannabis Act regulations. Heritage Cannabis is focused on advancing its scale and technology footprint to compete both domestically and internationally. Heritage Cannabis Holdings Corp. trades on the CSE under the ticker symbol CANN.
Clint Sharples joins me now. He's the president and CEO of Heritage Cannabis Holdings Corp. on the CSE, trading under symbol CANN. Clint, welcome back.
I didn't know today was wearing your best jacket day. I should have done something better than this. I'm feeling bad.
That's okay, Clint. You know, this is a hard act to follow in the jacket department.
Looking good.
Thank you. Clint, you guys are in the midst of a transaction that will see you acquire a portion of ownership of this company, EndoCanna Health. Tell me about the transaction and tell me about EndoCanna Health, please.
Yeah, we're, as I mentioned before when I heard talking about this about a month and a half ago when we did our agreement with them. We'll be closing this deal at the end of next week. We're purchasing 30% of EndoCanna. Being a DNA test kit, very similar to 23andMe or a Ancestry DNA. You do the swab in your mouth, you put it into the jar, shake it up, and send it in. What it allows you to do is it takes your information, your genetics, and matches you with the cannabinoids and the strains sometimes that can best match you and your genetic profile. What that allows you to do is find out which cannabinoid is most effective for you and your makeup. So if you're going to find some sleep meds, find the ones that match best with whatever your situation is, and those should work best for you and should provide a safer environment for you to use cannabis.
So can this be used recreationally to find the cannabis that doesn't make you catatonic and paranoid and instead makes you happy, high, and giddy?
I'm sure you could use it for that, although it is mostly geared towards the medical aspect, as they have doctors on staff that can additionally help with the information provided. That'll really allow you to get a personalized cannabis medical profile.
Interesting. So how much does the test cost for an individual?
Right now their test is $200 US, which does the full gamut. They send you this kit that you see here today, and then they'll send you your report. However, if you do happen to have 23andMe or Ancestry DNA, you can take those results and upload it into their website, their algorithm that they have, and it'll give you the exact same information. Can't remember what that cost is, but it's lower than going with the kit.
Okay, interesting. So then is the benefit to Heritage the idea that these guys might recommend some cannabis or products that you guys produce?
Absolutely. Yeah. EndoCanna is what we would consider to be the first step in the medical process of taking true control over how cannabis interacts with your medical profile. So EndoCanna can be a great introduction and a great information source for Heritage that'll lead us to knowing which particular formulations are the most popular and the most effective for medical patients.
Well, that's kind of exciting. There's nothing out there that really does that at this point, is there?
There are a couple of DNA kits that are out there, people who are doing this. I have not seen anything that utilizes what EndoCanna does with the 900,000 markers in the human body. There are ones that do significantly less than that can do it quicker. EndoCanna takes a few weeks to get their information back to you, but the information you get is enormous. It's something that you can take to your doctor and say, here is some quantifiable information that we can now work together to get a proper, when you're introducing cannabis into your medicine program, that their doctor now has something that they can use for getting some information.
Okay, so without further ado, I'm actually going to do this test. It's very simple to open. We put tape on it just so we can seal it back up for this segment, but remove the test kit and the instructions are all open up inside here. There's the kit.
That's for shipping.
That's for shipping. That's the
your
swab. And here's the instructions. Very easy. Okay, test. I can't eat, drink, smoke, chew gum for 30 minutes before giving my sample. Checked that box. Now, rub along lower gums 10 times in a back and forth motion, avoiding rubbing the teeth. Well, okay. Okay. It's childproof, that's for sure, because I can't get it open. Here we go. All right, so imagine we want to maintain some sterility here.
Yeah, don't let it hit the table.
Okay, so there. Rub along lower gums back and forth in a back and forth motion 10 times.
Look at that. It's like you've done this before.
10 times, there.
Good.
10 times each side. Hold the tube upright. Unscrew the cap from the tube. Do not spill liquid. Oh, they had to say that.
That'd be the upright portion of that, yeah.
Right. Unscrew the cap. Do not spill the liquid. Turn the cap upside down and insert the sponge into the tube. Close the cap tightly. Oh boy. See, this is so simple, even I can follow it. Invert the cap, tube,
it up.
Shake it, baby. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Invert the cap and shake vigorously. 6.
Your martini making skills are showing here. That's fantastic.
Seal the sample in the lab guard
Other
bag
side,
provided.
other side.
Oops.
Yep.
And place in the mailbox. Mail to our laboratory. It is that simple, people. You can log on to endocanahealth.com and get your own test to find out which cannabinoids align with your particular DNA. So without further ado, I'm going to send this off in the mail and we'll come back with the results as soon as we get the results. So you want to tune in for that segment. So Clint, that's really cool. So this is kind of like a deployable sort of cannabis consultancy, in that people are going to go to these guys and say, send me the results. Here's the cannabis features that are good for you. You can go try these guys, but Heritage just happens to have this cannabis here, and here's a link to their website. Go ahead and buy some.
EndoCanna right now is doing several different deals, in particular the United States, who will be representing these kits and getting them out there. There will be thousands of them coming in,
Really?
which gives fantastic information for companies such as us who are looking at doing formulations very specifically for selling into these sectors.
Now, is it perhaps a little bit insolent to say, why don't you buy the whole thing?
Well, it does lead into it, yeah. Right now, EndoCanna, they've just started their company and they're looking to build it up. We see a lot of potential for them, particularly we call it on bird dogging potential customers for us as we take a look at where we can sell our formulations into. Right now, we're targeting a few of the states in the U.S. We will be working with them. We will be talking about that a little bit later on, but definitely there's serious potential there.
Wow, that's fantastic. All right, Clint. So what else is going on in the Heritage Cannabis universe?
Just everything. We're progressing as a company. Every day we're doing bigger and bigger things, building bigger foundations to be able to grow on. As many companies are seeing, growth is not easy. You're trying to take a company that does zero revenue and take it to hundreds of millions of revenue in a couple of years. That's not an easy growth pattern for anybody. And in order to do that without toppling over, without falling or imploding, you need to build that proper foundation, and that's what we're doing right now. I know that everyone's sitting around and waiting to see what we're going to do next. I get the text messages or tweets or pretty much any medium that you can communicate on.
Right.
They're coming. There's going to be a lot of things that people are going to, I hope, will be excited about, just as excited as we are.
Okay, great. Clint, we'll leave it there for now. Come back to you soon. Thanks for joining me today.
Great, thanks.
Let's talk about Aurora. Recently, your financials, you've more or less delivered on
Here are the headlines moving markets today.
If you're lucky to buy it 3 days ago at 37 cents,
and I think it has a lot to do with some of these smaller names giving really...
Recreational cannabis is here. It's quite dry. So I'm going to eliminate the stocky bits. Well, there you have it. Heritage.
I think people want to know.
DNA.
Because I bet you some people smoke a little pot and think, this isn't,
This isn't working. I'm not getting high enough.
Yeah, I want to get higher. I want to get you higher. Who's saying that?
Well, let's see. There's Stevie Winwood did Higher Life. Bring me the higher life. And then there's Higher. No, that's Fire.
Yeah, that was...
War was that band, I believe. Let's take a look at the CSE index. Canopy Rivers, or no, this is the small cap index rather. Canopy Rivers is up almost 10% today. Now, why would that be?
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Up 29 cents. M. Hardeen up 4.58% to $1.60. TGIF up 3.57% to 44 cents. TGIF. Australis up 2.86% to $1.08. Suniva up $1.53 to $2.65, or rather 1.53%, not $1.53. Look at Acreage Holdings. Boy, how that has fallen, since the Bruce left the picture. Look at that drop off here, Ed. What does that tell you?
Well,
that's the day Bruce got fired? No, that's earlier.
Yeah, what company was that?
Oh, that's that dropped on the day that they announced the implemented plan of arrangement. So that just tells you that's the day before. So the shareholders don't like this deal. And interestingly enough, it basically...
Well, you know what? And you might say the management of Constellation, they're not happy. That's why they made some changes.
Yeah.
So if they're not happy, and the shareholder says, well, do I need to be happy, or do I just need to know if the major shareholders are happy? And not to, because I don't know how you analyze these things to that extent, but
you don't.
Well,
then what the hell are you doing here?
Learning.
I thought you did know.
I'm learning. Oh, okay. Learning. I want to learn.
You want to learn.
I'm learning.
Learn, baby, learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's see what else is going on this week. We have potentially a backyard barbecue canna crib shoot with somebody else. Might be coming to you on Wednesday. We don't have a final word yet. Well, I can't say who it is yet because if it's not happening.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely Thursday, somebody else.
Yeah, but come Thursday, come with us to Bruce Linton's backyard in or near Smiths Falls, not exactly in Smiths Falls, and we're going to have a lengthy conversation with Bruce about the future of Canopy growth and the future of Bruce Linton. So that's going to be very intriguing conversation.
It will be very, very intriguing.
Yeah, so don't forget to whack the notification bell up there in the upper right. Like, put it on my NDI, Donald, for a sec. See this little bell up here, people? Oh. He's got our picture is blocking my thing. Ah, there we go. Oh, it's not showing. Oh, okay. Oh, that's weird. Wait a sec. I have to choose File, Safari. This is the thing. Okay, now I've hit it. Here's the bell. See this bell up here? There's us. Watching you, watching us. Oh, you can't see my little mouse. See that up bell in the upper right there?
Where?
Next to the Midas Letter logo on the upper right hand of the screen.
Where?
What do you mean where? Right
there. Okay, there.
That's the bell. You click that bell, and every time we start broadcasting from one of our zany, wacky, crazy locations around the world, and I do mean around the world starting very soon, you're going to get a notification. So probably you're getting a little tired of seeing mine and Ed's ugly mugs on the show.
Right.
Well, have we got a lineup of beautiful, beautiful squirrels to take our place when the show comes to you next, live from Smiths Falls. Woo!
Yeah, the one guy just wrote in there, he's he's sad to see the bloopers gone.
The bloopers?
Yeah.
You know, we've stopped doing the blooper reels because we're making bloopers every minute of every day. What's the point of having a blooper
Well,
reel?
you know, I was thinking, because they said they missed Ricky.
Oh, yes. Ricky. Well, Ricky's moved on to greener pastures. You should be happy for Ricky.
And her bloopers.
And her bloopers.
Yeah.
Ricky's bloopers?
That's what it said.
Jeez, Ed. Boy, we're treading on thin ice there.
Yeah. Well, she created them, right?
Tomorrow we're going to be chatting with Charting Man Dan as well here on the show.
Okay.
Charting Man Dan from thechartguys.com. He's pretty astute little technical analysis guy.
Yeah.
I tried to get Liz from Canacure to join us to be a co-host, but she said no. She turned me down cold.
Liz,
she's gorgeous, and she's got a sparkly, bubbly personality.
From
She'd be a
Canacure.
wonderful host. From Heritage. She worked with Canacure, which is now owned by Heritage.
And
which we're
Heritage
shareholders of, by the way.
And Heritage is?
Heritage is Clint Sharples.
And Liz said no.
Liz said no.
Why?
I don't know. I'm going to have to pester her. You know we don't take no for an answer that easy. But I mean, not to rain on Ricky's parade, but if we could get Liz, everybody who's missing Ricky would be happy. Put it that way.
What?
Yeah.
No, say it ain't so.
Well, she's blonde. Ricky was brunette, so maybe the people who prefer brunettes will not be so
It's
happy.
not Liz from the other Liz we knew.
Which other Liz we knew?
Liz?
Liz. Lizard? Liz who?
Who?
She who shall know. Oh, no.
Okay.
Anyways, so
That was a bit of a foghorn.
Yeah, foghorn, leghorn. That's us.
Foghorn. Yeah, I say.
I say. So yeah, tell us. Nikki Domi says she'll be our co-host. Well, Nika, if you're in Toronto, why don't you swing by here and let's give you a go. Like, come on. You're in. Nika Domi says she's going to join us from Mind Your Wealth.
What?
Yeah.
From Mind Your... You mean
She
Follow
says
the
I'll
Money?
be your co-host.
Not Follow the Money.
Not Follow the Money, no. Nika. She's a she. Right, Nika? You're a she, aren't you? There's your picture. I can't see it.
There's
Yep,
your
she's a
picture.
she.
I can't see it.
No, I can see that she's a she.
There's your picture. I can't see it.
You can't... Oh, that's true. That's true. Anyways, so yes, tomorrow, or Thursday, is live from Bruce Linton's backyard. And then the following week, we're going to be live from Terry Booth's backyard. And then the following week, we're going to be live from Vic Neufeld's backyard. And then the week after that, we're going to be live from Adam Bierman's backyard from MedMen.
Right.
And that guy lives in a shack, let me tell you.
He does?
Yeah, it's a shack, all right. Yeah, and then we're going to go live from, who else's backyard? Anyway, so this is the new thing here. We're going to go live from people's backyards once a week from top-notch CEOs and get the way they really think about this industry and their constituents.
Maybe we could do one in London, Ontario, in my backyard.
You want to do it in your backyard? You're just trying to get out of having to come downtown. I know you, Edward. If I did that, we'd have to bring some plants for you to trim.
And then we could we could have a little pool party.
Pool party?
Yeah.
You got a pool?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah? You got a pool?
Yep.
We fill up the pool? We go in the pool?
Saltwater pool.
A saltwater pool? No kidding. Where do you get the salt water? It's a long way from the ocean.
Yeah.
So what do? Just fill it up with water and then go around with a salt shaker?
A little salt shaker.
Huh? That sounds like fun.
Salt the water.
So party at Ed's. What's your address for everybody tonight? Anyways, like I said, don't forget to hit the bell button. That's most critical for you to find out when we're online. And let's just say shit's about to get real around here. Real crazy stuff coming up this summer, starting with live from Bruce Linton's backyard on Thursday. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Wait a minute. You got another 10 seconds.
Another 10 seconds?
10.
10
9,
seconds of what?
8,
So what? What?
7.
What happens in 10 seconds?
The show ends.
The show ends in 10 seconds, but I already said goodbye.
Well,
Now it's over.
say hello.
Hi.